This is the idiot's guide to how to cook chicken. I include myself in that, by the way. If you've ever had trouble turning out a perfect chicken, do it this way. It's called white cooked chicken. You cook it in barely simmering water for about 25 minutes. Turn the heat off and let it sit for half an hour so it comes up to temperature super gently. So what do you get? It's succulent, it's moist, it's tender, it's perfectly cooked chicken. Poaching chicken starts with 4.5 quarts of water. Now we're gonna add flavor to it. Stems of cilantro, scallions. So we have a nice bundle. Put that in. Ginger, you don't have to peel it. I'm just gonna cut it into 4 coins. Smash it like that, throw it in. Normally in China, they would use Shaoxing wine, which comes in a wine bottle. It's a good thing to have on hand. It'll last a long time. If you don't have that, use a dry sherry, and that will also help flavor the liquid, and some kosher salt. So a ton of flavor isn't gonna get inside the chicken. One of the reasons we do this is we're gonna use this stock later to make a sauce. Chicken goes in breast side up, and you wanna make sure it gets submerged. If you wanna make absolutely sure, you can put a plate on top like that, and that'll keep it under the water. Get it to a simmer, and we're gonna cook it for 25 minutes. Cooking in water is seen as a old-fashioned, down-market thing to do, but actually it's a brilliant way of cooking. One of the things about water is it doesn't get over 212 degrees. So you can modify the cooking temperature accurately by having a sub-simmer about 180, 185 to a full boil. You can maintain that temperature. An oven's a mess. You never know what temperature it is inside. Depends top, bottom, left, right, back, forward. This is perfect because it's highly regulated because of the science of water and boiling water. It's been 15 minutes. We're going to flip it, and now it's another 10 minutes breast side down. It's been 10 minutes, gonna shut off the heat. Now we're gonna let it sit for half an hour. The great thing about this method is it's gentle, but it's foolproof because you have this long window of it just sitting in the hot water to come up to temperature. So it's not gonna be like boiling a chicken and you might end up at 200 degrees. You'll get it exactly where you want it, which is gonna be 160 to 165 in the breast. So it's been another half hour. People ask me if I've ever done something stupid in the kitchen. Yeah, about once a day. So if you lift this thing up like this, all that liquid in the center is gonna roll right through your tongs into your hand. You can drain it a little bit like that first. You just wanna be careful. Now we gotta let that sit so it's cool enough to handle. Some of you are going like, yeah, I don't like the skin. It doesn't look good. In China, people would actually eat the skin. This is not about skin. It's about really perfectly cooked chicken, and it's foolproof. So there we are. Okay, sauce. Soy sauce, scallions, some vegetable oil, tiny bit of vinegar, toasted sesame oil, little sugar, lots grated ginger. There are a couple of basic sauce combinations. Soy sauce, toasted sesame oil, and sugar is just a common combination. You can also do fish sauce, fresh lime juice, and sugar. Those are two sort of foundational recipes. You can add mirin, you can add some other things as well. By the way, do not throw this out. You could reduce it down. It's a great stock. You can make a soup out of it. I'm gonna use about a 1/4 cup. It's the sauce that's gonna carry most of the flavor. So when you think about pairing ingredients, it's okay to have an ingredient that's just sort of a baseline, there for texture, there for just substance, and you can put something on top of it. For example, you put hot sizzling oil on top of ginger and scallions on vegetables. Well, that is what is going to provide a lot of flavor. One thing I like to point out is slicing. You're slicing through. I see a lot of people, they saw, like you're not in the Vermont woods, right? Trying to get through, a 2-foot tree. You just slice through. When you cut up a chicken, whether it's raw or cooked, you're not really cutting through bone. We're just cutting through the skin so we can pull it back, and you'll see there's the joint right there. And you almost don't need to use the knife for that. I like to take off the wings too before I get to the breast. Make a little incision right there. Bring it back. You can see the joint right there. Done. Okay. Now I'm going to take the skin off. The way the breastbone goes is it doesn't go straight down. It goes like this and curves out. We're gonna start on one side of the breastbone and we'll cut straight down. And now we're going to pull it back so you can see. Nicely done, if I say so myself. You can see it starts down and then it comes out, right? What you don't want to do is leave a ton of meat on this. There's still a little meat here, but you want to carve it so you get most of the meat off. Now I would still, you have all that lovely broth and you have this, so you could actually make a nice soup. Same thing with the leg, because I'll just go down. Now obviously if it's a raw chicken, it's not going to separate as easily, so that's where to cut there. I'm one of the few people at Mill Street who thinks that when you cook something in a liquid, a meat, the flavor doesn't actually penetrate into the meat. Like that's why I don't think most marinades work very well. So I'm now going to taste this to see if actually the flavor got in. Nope. Flavor does not penetrate meat. Salt does, because salt has a very small molecule, just 2 atoms. It also has an electrical charge that is drawn in by the meat fibers. Other things that we put in there, the herbs, the wine, the sherry, are bigger molecules. It's harder for it to get in, and there's no electrical pull into the meat. Would anyone like to try this?
Yeah, Wes, can we get
Hey,
a
Wes,
fact
you want to
check?
try this? Now, Wes runs the kitchen here, and he totally disagrees with me. There you go. Tell me. Tell me you can taste the dry sherry. Be honest.
I mean, I think I can taste the sherry, but I don't taste the scallions or the cilantro.
He saved himself by saying he could taste the sherry.
Delicious.
But okay, I'm going to actually slice into somewhat bigger pieces. Great way to cook chicken. Great way to have a really nice sauce on top, and it's something that's makes a really easy supper.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. You really can't get chicken this succulent and tender when you roast it. I mean, roasting has lots of other benefits, but this is super sweet and doesn't have that dried out nasty chew to it sometimes you get with a roast chicken. So it's a gentle way of cooking chicken, and it's easy to do.